Hey, so I'm going to have a look at the pain of breakups, which can be an incredibly excruciating, agonizing sort of pain. In fact, people have been known to actually die from the pain. It can be so bad, the pain of heartbreak. But something that I've learned through experience and over the years is that the pain of breakup is directly linked to unresolved, unmet childhood needs. So in my last video about the basics of inner child work, about how it all goes back to when your needs were not met in childhood, your need to feel absolutely safe, your need to feel really significant, just special, just for being yourself, not conditional on anything, not needing to achieve that. You are special. You are worthy. And then the need for loving connection, which is knowing that you are loved unconditionally, that you are lovable, that you don't have to do anything to earn it. You don't have to serve people or please people or be a certain way or be important in some way or successful in some way or well-behaved in some way. You don't have to do anything. That just that need to feel real love, a generous, flowing, abundant, unconditional love that is there for you, where you are accepted no matter what. So in childhood, somehow it's really hard to have all of these needs met. Doesn't matter how incredible your parents are, and it doesn't, and or how terrible your parents are. Obviously, everything makes a difference, but at the end of the day, children can be impacted by the tiniest things that they observe, where they see something and form a belief, and then they think, oh, it's not safe to do this, or, oh, I'm only worthy, like, if I achieve this, that, or the other. If they're a little bit of praise that was well-intentioned might suddenly make them think, that is how I get love. That is how I create value in myself, how I can make myself valuable. So these things can happen. I'm not saying it's like a hugely traumatic thing, but it is something that goes right to the core, and it goes completely against what every person totally needs, which is to have a deep, true, powerful understanding of the fact that you are unconditionally loved, unconditionally worthy, unconditionally special, absolutely incredibly special, no matter what you do, and that you are absolutely safe, that the universe works for you. It is always conspiring in your favor, and everything that you go through is preparing you for what's coming next. So there are no mistakes. There are no things that you're getting wrong that are taking you down the wrong way. There are no regrets. It's all learning and growth. So however we each as individual have those things that need resolving, whether it's about, earning love or earning being special or having safety, when you get really close to somebody, when you form an intimate connection and that connection is broken, especially if that person leaves you, it's a lot easier if you're the person who just sees that that's not right for you and you leave. But if that person leaves you, especially, or even if it is mutual, there is the pain of the loss of that connection where you were able to express both your specialness and how you valued that person as being really special, where you were expressing safety for all of you. Or if you didn't have it in the relationship, that would have been super painful, and the person leaving is just confirming that. Or that acceptance that comes when you are in an intimate relationship together, you are fundamentally accepting each other by being in that relationship, even if it's a very toxic relationship and there's a lot of non-acceptance and non-judgment there. The fact that they're willing to stay in a relationship with you, that kind of feeds your need for acceptance. So when a breakup happens, then any unresolved open loops that you have around these unmet needs comes completely to the surface. And that's why breakups can be incredibly excruciating. Now, the thing that people do when they feel excruciating pain like that after an event is they blame the event, and then they start putting all this kind of meaning to it. And so suppose somebody has left you in a relationship and you feel this excruciating pain. You say, I totally need that person. That's why I'm feeling this pain. I want to be with that person. I don't want this breakup. That's the meaning most people give to that, even when on a million levels they can see that that person is totally wrong for them. But still, because this pain is so visceral and so huge, people find it hard not to just want that to go away by reversing the event that triggered that pain. The bigger that pain is, the more it's telling you that your inner child really, really needs you, that your inner child is carrying a ton of pain, needs validation, needs assurance, needs to know that they're loved, that they're safe, that they're very special, that they have value, that they're worthy of being accepted, of being loved. If you're feeling excruciating pain from a breakup, it is because your inner child needs your love, needs you. Your inner child can't get that from someone else, can't get that externally. You're the person who's with your inner child every single day. So when you're off running after other things and trying to get that from other sources, you're abandoning your inner child who is just there waiting for you to give them what they so badly need. And so this is what inner child work is about. So when a breakup happens, what can you do? Here are some practical stuff around that. So when a breakup happens, suppose you've been in a relationship, they have left, or you have mutually kind of finally decided to end this because it has gotten to the point where you have to face the fact that it's not working, and you feel that intense pain of the disconnection, of the loss, and also all your unresolved loops. What can you do as you start feeling pain? Well, first of all, understand that the hardest pain that you're feeling is being felt by your inner child. It's not the grown-up you that is in hideous pain. The grown-up you actually doesn't feel hideous pain on that level. It's always your inner child that feels pain at those extreme levels. So if you feel extreme pain, deep sadness, the reason it feels deep is because it cuts right back to your childhood. So first of all, acknowledge that the biggest pain is actually your inner child, and then come and meet with your inner child. So one thing that I have done in the past when going through this kind of process, this was like years ago actually, is when I started feeling the pain welling up, because it's not continuous. Nobody can feel extreme emotional pain 24/7. It will come in waves, and then you'll be okay for a spell, and then it'll come again. So when you feel extreme pain welling up, try to find a safe place for you to be alone where you can meet with your inner child. So I would go to my room, shut the door, lie down on my bed, put one hand over my heart, one hand over my stomach, and I would just breathe. And I would just bring my attention into my body, and then I would invite my inner child to tell me what was wrong. And so I would just wait and give the space and listen. And most of the time, in that state of pain, something will come up. Your imagination and your intuition will provide you with memories and clues as to why things are so painful for you in the moment. So the thing to do when you feel that intense pain is not to distract yourself from it or to avoid it or try to push it down or to deny it. The thing to do is to go into it, go to it, go to your inner child who is in pain and love them so completely and accept them and listen and try to understand. And if they tell you what they really want more than anything, how they feel, comfort them, give them everything you need. And that's called reparenting. So you can do this in your imagination. You can either do it however your imagination works, because everyone's minds work differently. So if you can do it visually, do it that way. If you can do it as just an abstract set of ideas, do it that way. You can speak aloud. You can imagine that it's you, grown-up, powerful you, doing that. Or if your inner child is craving something else, just conjure up in your imagination whatever it is that your inner child is craving. You can conjure up an amazing angelic being. You can conjure up parents, the most beautiful, loving parents you could ever imagine. You can conjure up anything. It could be, fluffy animals, whatever it is your inner child wants to come to them. And whatever it is they want to hear, whatever it is they need validation and acknowledgement of, imagine that, create that, make it happen. And through that process, your inner child begins to heal. So there you go. That's just a little bit about breakup pain. Maybe you're not experiencing any kind of breakup pain, haven't for ages, and are not going to forever. Well, you can apply the same sort of practice to any other difficult emotion. So if you get extremely furious or angry about something, do the same thing. You do the same meditation, you do the same work, you do the same spending time with your inner child and giving them what they need. Or suppose it's anxiety. That anxiety is going to be rooted in childhood experiences. So if you have a massive anxiety that you can't control or whatever, spend that time. And the best time to do it is when you're actually experiencing that massive emotion. That's when your inner child really needs you to come and comfort them. So you just put your hand over heart, hand over stomach or belly. Give your inner child that platform, that permission, that invitation to tell you everything they want, they need, they feel, what they think, what they fear, and whatever they say, just keep being curious about it until you fully understand to the deepest level what it is that they're wanting. And then give them what they need. It is as simple as that. So blessings to you, lots of love.